What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great day or night whenever you're watching this. The NBA draft was very, very good, and I thought a few teams really came away and struck gold. And I want to talk about those teams and the picks, the prospects that they got. Before I get into it, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But let's start off. And this is the easy one. This is Paolo Banchero at the number one pick. I was really hoping the Magic would take him. He's a 6'10, 250-pound, big wing. He reminds me a lot of Carmelo, not LaMelo. Reminds me a lot of Carmelo Anthony in terms of the strength and the physicality that he likes to play with. I think he's going to be an elite scorer in this league. And I really like what it does for Orlando's young core. It's going to give them Banchero now, Jalen Suggs possibly having a better second year. Wendell Carter Jr. really took a leap last year. Franz Wagner was very, very good. And then Cole Anthony possibly off the bench or putting him at point, whatever they do there. They've got like 5 to 6 like good young guys that are like gonna be really good players in this league and possibly stars, depending how Suggs turns out, Franz and Paolo Banchero, obviously. So I really like that they took him and didn't go for Jabari Smith or oh my god, I'm like Chet Holmgren. Jesus, he's like one of the most known guys. I'm surprised. I was surprised that they didn't take them. I was really hoping they would go for Paolo, but I thought they were going to take the big. And I'm glad they didn't, because I thought Wendell Carter Jr. showed that he can be a starting quality, really, really damn good center in this league. So they didn't really need it, but they needed another big wing. So love that. Jaden Ivey was my favorite pick in the draft to the Pistons. I already did a video on that one. If you want to watch that one, it's about Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren going to the Detroit Pistons. I thought they won the draft in general. Go check that one out if you're interested. I don't want to dive too much into Ivey because I already did. Just the explosiveness, giving Cade another backcourt running mate for the future. Love what they did there. I really liked Ivy going 5 and not going to the Kings, and just them drafting another guard again would have been dumb. So I like what they did. If you're a Pistons fan, you should be really happy about that. Now, quite possibly, like one of my favorite picks that really grew on me as it was going along was Benedict Mathurin to the Indiana Pacers. I just love the idea of what they're doing there, getting another long, lengthy guard that goes next to Tyrese Haliburton. He's shown the ability to shoot the three at a very, very high clip, and Tyrese likes to find open shooters. I think Mathurin shot about 6 attempts from 3 per game and hit like 37% of them. That's a really good percentage for the amount of attempts. I also think he's going to be a pretty darn good defender because he's got that length and he's got quickness. I like what he prospects to be as a defender in the league. Usually takes rookies a minute to get used to playing defense in the NBA because the size, the strength differences between grown men and guys coming straight out of college. It's a different thing. But I really like what Indiana's backcourt looks like with Tyrese Haliburton and Benedict Mathurin now leading the way here. I think that's a nice pick, really, really quality pick. I think he's going to be great in the league. Now, the New Orleans Pelicans just have a thing for drafting really damn good defenders the last couple of years. They got Herb Jones last year in the second round. And this year they took Dyson Daniels, who is probably the best defender in college, I think. Some people would probably agree with that. He averaged about 2 steals and a block per game in the G League. Those are playing against players that are basically pro. Like getting a couple steals and a block, that's not easy to do, especially when you're a guard. I think that was really like a glaring strength that I noticed with him. And, it gives New Orleans more depth in the backcourt. So you like CJ McCollum's never been that great of a defender, right? So now you've got Jose Alvarado, who's a pest on defense, Herb Jones, who's elite on defense, and then Dyson Daniels can slot in there. Hasn't really shown to be a great shooter yet, but obviously that can be learned. That can be, just taught over time. It's just repetition, all that good stuff, whatever. But defense is going to be able to keep him on the floor. He's going to have a spot because he's going to be able to go out there and you're going to be able to put him on a Devin Booker or a Chris Paul. They kind of do that and have more flexibility amongst your guards and your wings. So I really like taking him right there because their team just looks like it's going to be so good if you're a New Orleans Pelicans fan. Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, Zion Williamson. People forgot what that man is about. He averaged almost 27 points or whatever it was. He's a monster. So if you get guys around him that can all play and defend, I think you're looking at a really special team next year. So I really like what New Orleans did. And then probably the shocker of the draft for me was AJ Griffin falling all the way to 16 to the Hawks. I thought he was going to be in the top 10 to 12 range. So seeing him fall as far as he did was a little surprising to me. The dude can flat out shoot. He shot 45% from 3 in college on 4 attempts. So wasn't like he was doing 1 or 2 attempts. He's getting a good amount of attempts, good volume, and he's knocking him down. I think he's 6'6", so that gives them some flexibility to put him in at the 2 or the 3, or if you want to go small, maybe the 4, depending. His defense it's decent. We're gonna see what these guys really. Duke doesn't play a lot of when I remember, they don't play a lot of man, it's a lot of zone stuff. So don't really get to see their elite one-on-one defensive instincts. I don't really believe that happens too much. And I think given his size and the ability that he can shoot the three, you're getting somebody that you can put next to Trae Young, which is really important. You know, you're getting him a young, cheap, corner three, wing three shooter that's going to help expand the floor for him so that teams like Miami have to think a little bit more about doubling him like they did in the playoffs. You got to get, you're just giving him another weapon, another option. And I really like what they did because, they didn't really have like DeAndre Hunter is a big wing, but he misses a lot of time. So getting somebody else, because they traded Cam Reddish, Bogdan Bogdanovic is not a great defender. They needed somebody like that they could slide in and, be hopeful for. They didn't really have a lot of that, I felt like, for the Hawks. So getting AJ Griffin, the guy that should have been probably picked 5-6 picks higher than he was, that's a steal for them. That was a steal of the draft right there. Yeah, I really like what the Magic, what the Pistons, what the Pacers, what the Pelicans, and what the Hawks did in this draft. I thought they did a really, really good job. I thought the Spurs did pretty good too. I didn't really know a lot about the guys that they drafted, so I didn't really want to put them in here because not really informed on those guys. But from what I saw, these teams really came away with they struck gold, hopefully, what it looks like to me. Anyway, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of content, please like the video. But the futures for these franchises and these young players, I hope they're all great. I really like what these teams did. Awesome draft for those guys. I'm done here. Peace.